Hey everyone. I've noticed that many of you are enjoying my videos but haven't subscribed yet. Subscribing doesn't cost anything. It's completely free. If you enjoy what you're watching and want to support my work, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. It truly means the world to me and helps me keep creating the content you love. Thank you so much for being here. At a train station in a busy city, there once lived a poor man who relied on begging to survive. He would ask travelers on the arriving trains for money to get by. One day, while going about his usual routine, he noticed a tall man dressed in expensive clothes. The poor man thought, "This gentleman looks very wealthy. If I ask him, maybe he'll give me a generous amount." He walked up to the man and asked for some help. The man looked at him and said, "You always ask others for things, but have you ever offered something to someone else?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I'm just a poor man. I ask because I have nothing to offer. How can someone like me give anything to anyone?" The man responded, "If you cannot give, then you also do not have the right to ask. I am a businessman, and I believe in giving and receiving. If you have something to give, then I will give you something in return." Saying that, the man boarded the train and left. The beggar remained seated, deeply thinking about the man's words. What the man said stirred something within him. He thought, "Maybe I don't receive much because I've never offered anything back. But I'm just a beggar. What could I possibly give?" After a lot of reflection, he made a decision. From now on, if someone gives me alms, I'll give them something too. But the question still lingered. What could he possibly offer in return? For 2 days he thought and thought, but no answer came to him. On the third day, sitting by the station, he noticed some beautiful flowers blooming nearby. An idea came to him. Why don't I give people flowers in return for their kindness? He loved the idea and carefully picked a few blossoms. That day, while asking for alms, he gave a flower to everyone who gave him money. People were touched by the gesture and accepted the flowers gladly. From then on, he would gather flowers every morning to hand out with gratitude. To anyone who gave him something, he gave something back. Soon he saw that more people were donating to him. But on days when he ran out of flowers, fewer people gave him money. One day, as he was begging on a train, he saw the same tall man who had once challenged him. The poor man quickly walked up to him and said, "Today I have something to offer. Please give me alms, and I will give you this flower in return." The man smiled, handed him some money, and accepted the flower. He said, "Wonderful, you've become a businessman, just like me." The man left with a smile and the flower in hand. Once again his words stayed with the beggar. The poor man realized he now had the power to change his own fate. He stepped off the train, looked up to the sky, and shouted, "I am no longer a beggar! I am a businessman, and I can succeed." Those nearby thought he had gone mad, but the man was resolute in his belief. 6 months later, at that same station, 2 sharply dressed men were traveling. One of them recognized the other and reached out for a handshake. "Do you remember me?" he asked. "I don't think we've met," replied the second man. The first one smiled and said, "Actually, we've met twice before. Don't you remember the beggar you once spoke to?" The second man, surprised, said, "Ah, you're the one I didn't help the first time. And the second time, I received a flower from you. But today, you're so well dressed. What are you doing now?" The first man replied, "Yes, I was that beggar. But today, I'm a thriving flower merchant. I'm headed to another city for business." He continued, "You taught me something valuable, that we only receive when we give. That lesson transformed my life. I realized I wasn't just a beggar. I was always a businessman, but never saw it that way. People weren't giving me charity. They were buying my flowers. With that money, I bought more flowers and slowly built a business. Today, I run a successful flower trade, thanks to what you taught me." Both men smiled and continued on their journey. This story reveals a powerful truth about how we view ourselves, and it speaks to a universal law, the balance of giving and receiving. We often hold ourselves back by thinking we lack what it takes to succeed, just like that beggar once believed he had nothing to offer. But real transformation begins with changing how we think. When we start to give instead of only take, be it kindness, effort, or value, we create space for new chances and personal growth. The principle of give and take isn't only for business. It's a life philosophy that brings mutual growth and success. In addition, how we view ourselves greatly affects what we become. If we see ourselves as small or unworthy, others will too. But if we believe in our worth and take action, the world starts responding differently. His journey, from street beggar to businessman, reminds us that no dream is too big and no situation too far gone, as long as we dare to think differently, act bravely, and believe in ourselves. If the story makes you think, helps you, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, and share. I will be back with more interesting and exciting stories in life. Thank you for watching.